project starts with an idea. FlipStream came about because I was frantically trying to cram the Thai language into my brain, and I needed all the help I could get. Once I have an idea for a project, my very first step is to identify the nouns in it, the things that need to be stored, processed, and manipulated. I start with a very simple description of what I want to build. Looking at this paragraph, what do you think the relevant nouns are? There aren't many. The first one I see is learners. The only other noun I see now is cards. So this app should be easy to build. I mean, there are only two nouns to keep track of. Simple, right? It is, but unfortunately simple doesn't mean easy. Going from a list of nouns to a functioning mobile app is definitely not easy. But one way to make the design process easier is to add some constraints. It seems counterintuitive, but constraints actually make your job easier, because they eliminate many potential technologies right away. For FlipStream, my constraints are that it be a cross-platform native app. I want to release this app on both the Google Play and Apple App Stores. While it could be done as a web-only solution, people still view apps that they have to install as real apps. I want it to be written in vanilla JavaScript and HTML. If you've ever worked with me, this won't come as a big surprise, but I'm not a big fan of front-end frameworks or libraries. I'm not trying to disparage your favorite front-end ecosystem, but at this point in my career, I feel that ECMA script and browser APIs are sufficiently mature to handle anything I feel like building without resorting to cross-compilers, etc. I want it to be easily scalable. Obviously, anyone who releases an app wants lots of people to use it, which means building for scalability from the beginning. The danger here is engaging in premature optimization, which can bog down your development effort and lead to a big case of Yagni down the road. At this point, I know enough to do some mock-ups. To be honest, the real mock-ups for FlipStream were just terrible sketches in my notebook, not pretty mock-ups like these. I use balsamic wireframes for this. It's a great tool for getting the rough outlines of your project down without obsessing about the details. At this stage, I'm looking for gross structure, not pixel perfection. If you get the major pieces of your application in the right place, it's easy to iterate and fix the little things that bug you as you go along. And even the most perfect mock-up, and I'm looking at you, Figma, rarely survives its first encounter with actual code. So now that we have a basic UI design, it's time to make some decisions. While there are a lot of fancy acronyms and jargon I could use, I tend to think pretty simply at this stage in terms of front-end and back-end. The front-end will be a cross-platform native app using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. I've chosen to use Apache Cordova because it's open source and I've worked with it before. For the backend, I want to create a simple RESTful API that will support all of the CRUD functions for the app and store everything in a NoSQL database. In this case, I've picked Apache CouchDB because it natively supports RESTful requests and JSON. Believe it or not, that's all the information we need to start development. In the next video, I will go through the Cordova interface code and explain how I apply the principles of semantic markup to UI development.